Okay, so we're going to try and figure out how to do this VTLC thing, JTVLC. So go to Google, type in JTVLC, enter the page for the JTVLC broadcasting application interface. So let's open that up. See, it takes you to the API wiki adjustment.tv. And here they're going to try to tell you how to make this thing work. Okay? What you need to do, or need to understand, is they want you to start the VLC player, and then after that's running, they want you to start the JTVLC API. They also want you to start this from the command line, the C prompt, and not from start programs. So it's a little bit different. The first thing you need is the VLC player. So let's go down to the bottom of the page, scroll up a little bit, and go to videoland.org and tell it to download that. Tell it to save. And then we will install the VLC player. Then we will go back to their instructions to see what they say to do to make it work. While it's doing this, I'll tell you that what they want you to do is open up a C prompt, a DOS prompt, and type all the stuff in there. And of course, we aren't going to do that. We're going to make a batch file that we can just click on, because there's no way you're going to be able to type all this stuff in there every single time you want to turn this thing on. And I'll show you more about this in a second, but it's a two-step process with two batch files. The first one is running this VLC player. It is loading your camera or a file up to be played in the VLC player, which is going to be streamed locally to your PC and nowhere else. The second batch file picks up that stream and sends it to JTV. And I think that's where a lot of confusion is that I'm on here with this thing. So alright, that's loaded, so I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to tell it, okay, run it, English, next, I agree to license. And before you do here, that if you leave, reassociate all your media files to the VLC player. So if you don't want that, you know, use your normal player and click that. Or else you're going to have this little construction code assigned to all your media. It's putting it in this path, which is fine, but that's not the path JTV has an example of, so their example won't work. So install that. Try to do this. I had screwed up audio. Okay, so close that, close out. And we go back and see what they say about starting this thing up. They say, go to the very top here, that we're going to start the VLC player that we just installed, and then we're going to start the JTVLC. So we need that thing too. So we scroll up, pick the one we want. I'm going to get the 0.41 for XP. Save it. This isn't a typical file program that runs off start programs. This is, again, I want you to run off of the C prompt. So it's just a zip file. So I'm going to hold down my shift key and select this and this. I'm going to extract it to my C drive to a new folder, and we'll call this JTV test. Okay, if I can close this, and I can close this. Let's go fix something there real quick where I put this thing under JTV test. It has this Mac OS stuff that we don't need. I won't delete it though. And because we're going to be typing the path to these files, man, it'll make it even worse because I got to type this and then stuff in here. So I'm going to move all of this up one level by edit, select all, edit, cut, go back, paste it all right here. Include that in my path. This is this thing right here. Okay, and we'll come back to this window in just a couple of minutes. Let me just close this and we'll go back to the so we have everything installed already. So it wants us to start the VLC player, and we're going to go down to how to start it. They've got a bunch of examples here for Windows and all that, so we're going to stick with the Windows one, and they're showing you how to do a video file or a webcam. They're both basically the same deal, except what are you loading? So let me show you what they're doing here. They want you to tell your DOS prompt, your C colon prompt, which would be this. Okay, here's what they want you to do. They want you to type in C:" program. Alright, forget this. We're not going to do this one. That's what they want you to do. Okay? We're not doing that. But they want you to type in where is your VLC player that you just installed. Then there's a couple of options here. What are you going to play? We're going to tell it we're going to play a movie file, not a webcam. How are you going to encode that file using H.264 protocol and 300 bit rate, etc., etc. And then the key to making all this work is they want you to send it to a file on your local hard drive, the output, the video and audio output, like a stream. So they're sending it to some weird path here with VLC.stp. Okay, so take all of this and select it and copy it. Okay, we're going to make this work.
Not paint, bad. To ensure that word wrap is turned off and every line. If it's more than one line, it's going to break. First thing we know is it wants us to tell it where VLC is, the VLC player, and it's not this path because I don't have that in my path for program files. So let's go find out where I have it. Down here, VLC, and we want the VLC exe. So I click on it once, I click on it a second time, so that I go up here and put in the backslash, paste, then I select all this, copy it, and then I select all of this between the quotes, paste it, and alright, that's fixed. So now it knows where my VLC is. I'll explain that stuff later, just leave it like that for now. Now we want to tell it to open a folder or a movie file or something on my local hard drive and play it. Okay? So of course I don't have that path, so let's go find out where I have something. Let's go to my playlist and we'll grab this thing. I'm going to click it a second time, so you put a slash here, select it all, copy it, jump in, up to the C, up to the C. Paste that. So I've told it I'm going to play a file and it's located here. We're going to ignore all this transcoding stuff they've got and leave it like they have it for right now. Now we're down to, we told it to open the VLC player and play a certain file. What's it going to do with that file? It's going to stream it to my local network card, to a port, to my hard drive, to an SDP file located on my hard drive. Now they got this weird path stuff going on here, and we're going to change some of that around, but where do I want to put this thing? Let's go back to my hard drive. Let's put it inside this playlist directory. So I'm going to go back and come back so it cleans up my URL up here. We want to put it up here in playlist. And you see there's already one there, so let's delete that one. Just get rid of it so you can see that it actually makes a new one. Okay, so it to be in here. And we're going to get rid of this home path, home drive stuff. And I think we might get rid of that. Hold on, let me double check, because I ran into problems every time I tried to demo this. Did I get rid of it here? Yes. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this weird file / deal. Dump that. So it looks just like that. So it's a little bit different than their example. Now I'll turn word wrap on just so you can see. We've got, where's the player? What are we going to play? And while we got that open, let me just double check and see what we did there on my old ones. Well, that one I changed it to, hold on a second. Let me check, let me see this one. On this one I changed it, got rid of that weird stuff. Oh, let's try that for the heck of it. We're going to get rid of this here too. Okay, so that it looks more standard and simple and regular paths. Okay, we've told it to go to that playlist and play that AVI file. We've told it to encode it all this way, which was exactly like their example on their webpage, and then we've told it to send it to this SDP file. So we can test this right now and see if this works and cancel that. What we have to do is now turn word wrap off, make sure it's all on one line, file save as, put it in the desktop, and we're going to call it newest JTV step 1 dot BAT for batch file. That's important.